Well, hello and welcome to Everything You've Learned About Dating and Relationships is Wrong. My name is Jonathan Aslay, and I'm a personal development coach specializing in dating and relationships for those in midlife. And if you want to know what midlife is, it's after baby making years and before retirement. So if you're in that spot, you're in the right place listening right now. So our topic, why shouldn't women expect more from men? Right off the bat, I'm just going to say something. I don't like the word should or expect in any sentence, but let me give you an idea of where I'm going with this. And it actually relates to a Facebook post I did earlier today. So I'm going to need to put on my glasses to read it. I'd like to share it with you. And that is, women tend to ask for directions. That's a good thing. Over the years, I've observed that the majority, and I mean a lot, of all the books about relationships, dating, soulmates, couples, communication, and love are purchased by women. This includes coaching as well. Women tend to have a far greater desire for knowledge about the inner workings of couplehood to create a successful relationship than men, which is why I believe women tend to be the better holders and directors of a relationship. But why don't men seek out more knowledge or learning in something so hugely important? Sure, I could give you some caveman reason why they don't ask for directions. And certainly I could state it's just an ego thing on men's part, but that's merely giving them a pass. If a woman in relationships chooses to order a book about how to help their relationship be better, then her partner should welcome that opportunity. And maybe she should say, well, if you want that penis in my vagina, then you'll have to read The 5 Love Languages, or maybe Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenberg. And if he dismisses her or makes her out to be wrong for doing so, then he's not the right partner in the long run. Sadly, I see too many men unconscious in this area of their lives, and yet they can cavalierly date, even claiming how healthy they are for a relationship, only to do a turnaround or about face the minute there's a blip. Look, I'm in the camp where I believe dating is something serious and not for self-pleasure, and please forgive the puns. And while there's an element of fun in the process, there's also consequences when you allow someone to get to know you, even if they're not ready. So I have a challenge for the men who are listening to this or reading this post, who has never purchased a book about how to be in a healthy relationship. Go fucking buy one and let me know how your life improves. That's my rant, and I'm sticking to it. All right. So you get the gist of where I'm coming from, right? Sadly, I think for too long, men have been the patriarch, the dictator of a relationship. And certainly in the dating process, the expectation is men are the leaders of the relationship. And if you're one of my clients, I will tell you you're giving the job to the wrong person. If you're a woman watching this, I really want to encourage you to start stepping up and expressing what you truly desire from a relationship. What does it look like from a day-to-day basis? What does communication look like? Share your feelings. And this needs to start from the early get-go, especially if you're about to have sex with another human being. I think it's hugely important to express exactly what you want. And if you have this fear of scaring a guy away, then let him fucking run. If someone gets afraid about a relationship conversation, then they're not ready to be in a relationship. Now, some guys could be saying, wait a minute. I'm like, no, you don't get a pass on this. Now, I think it's really important for a woman or a man to know what a healthy relationship looks like for them, what commitment looks like for them, and have that clarity so you can both communicate about what this looks like. Because all too often, relationships today are one of two types. They're companionship and sex, and that merely means is they're monogamous and they're spending time together with no real intent towards the future. Or another type of relationship, I call it friends with benefits, but you don't know about it. These are the relationships where two people are spending time together, they're having sex, but they've never had the commitment conversation, they've never had the exclusivity conversation. I call those friends with benefits, but you don't know about it. I'm a huge proponent of partnership-based relationships, a conscious-based relationship, co-creating a relationship, a design where teamwork is part of the process, and it starts fairly early on, because the minute you start having sex with someone, that's a commitment in and of itself. And I believe, and you don't have to subscribe to this, I believe that it should be two people working together in consort, to work together as a team, to co-create together. It's not a one-sided event. Why don't men buy relationship books? Sadly, they're buying other books. The books they're buying is How to Pick Up Chicks or How to Pick Up Hot Chicks. Because one of the greatest challenges for men and why they don't buy relationship books is meeting women, asking women out, getting that confidence, getting that courage. And so they're thinking short term, they're not thinking long term. And I get it. Look, I'm in that camp. I can't stand that fear of rejection. And I'd certainly like to learn a better way to feel more confident in the process. So I can understand that's why. But I'd like to encourage everyone to reverse engineer it. Start from what does a healthy relationship look like and work your way backward to the first date instead of, God, I hope if we have great chemistry, it'll all just magically work out. Love doesn't solve incompatibility. Love doesn't solve an inability to blend lives. And love certainly doesn't solve being with an emotional, love doesn't certainly solve being with someone who's emotionally unintelligent, not an emotional grown-up, hasn't dealt with their past, hasn't healed, that sort of thing. Love doesn't solve that. Now, my coaching problem helps you with that. If you worked with me as a private client, you would help understand the 4 pillars to a successful relationship, which is chemistry and attraction, shared values, blending lives, and how to spot an emotional grown-up. And this includes you, the woman, as well as the guy. Being relationship ready is a two-way street. And with those that work with me privately, and I just got off the phone with a client who worked with me, and within 3 months, she met a fantastic guy. They've been in a 4-month relationship now, and she's actually saying she's never had a healthy relationship like this before, ever in her life. And she attributes it to my work, which I'm so grateful. Because that's all I'm here is to open up consciousness, open up a new way of thinking, go past these old paradigms, these beliefs, everything you've learned is wrong. I don't even like saying the word wrong. It's just because it's an old, outdated paradigm. And I'd like to encourage you to look in a different way, to approach dating relationships in a much better way. Okay, I've said a lot. I hope you found value in this video. If you have any comments about men learning, please post, write something about men learning how to be in better relationships. If you want to make a comment about the penis and vagina I said, please write it down. I'm sorry if I offended you. But if you want a guy to really be in a healthy relationship with you, then flood him with a shitload of books and see how he shows up. If he wants sex with you the 4th time, he's got to jump through this hoop. If he wants sex the 5th time, you jump through this hoop. I could go on and on, but you get my point. Again, if you have something to say, write it down. And if you'd like to learn more, go to my website, jonathanaslay.com. Check out my group, Midlife Love Mastery. It's an amazing community of heart-centered women to help each other learn and grow. And again, if you'd like to work with me privately, shoot me a message. Let's get on the phone. Let's talk. Let's see if private coaching is right for you. As always, I'm going to send you off with a big, gigantic Jonathan Bear hug. Wishing you a super duper wonderful day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye now.